Hello, my name is Justin Bright, and welcome to Kerbal Space Program version 1.2.2, in which I am attempting to make Kerbals a multiplanetary species. And as you might recall, we are working now to build a moon base for great cash. Okay, looks like some crew snuck on board. Alright, empty crew. That's something from Ship Manifest. Lets me kick off errant crew. 3 to 1 launch. That sneak on board your unmanned vessels, because this is in no way safe for a manned mission yet. So this monstrosity is just 3.75 meters around the core booster, but it has some huge Space-Y SRBs on the side, all painted up in fancy SLS style. So my big problem with these construction missions is that I'm really impatient, and I don't want to launch a million individual bits, so I wind up doing what you have here, which is every piece for this base is all here, except for the material kits and the machinery, which I sent up previously and fell on its side because I did not have quite enough delta V to make to do everything I needed to do there. So theoretically, this should be everything else that I need for the actual construction, as far as the components and the pieces and the parts. That should be everything that I need, except for Kerbals and a screwdriver. And I have the VTOL bus coming down to Kerbin's low Kerbin orbit to facilitate that part. That is how I will be transferring Kerbals over. Alright, so let's tip this over a little bit faster. Looks like we have a pretty high apoapsis at the moment. Ooh, that's a little wiggly. Did I remember to auto strut everything? Goodness gracious. Auto strut. This probably could have used like some actual regular struts too, to be honest. Okay, let's get this thing just about horizontal at this point, I think. Because I have a little bit of vertical speed, but I am not picking up any horizontal yet. Alright, and this stage is burning out. Okay. See ya! Ooh, it's rotating. I don't know if I should be alarmed by that or not. Alright, so now I have some big mainsails stapled to the side here to get us the rest of the way into orbit. And hopefully, I should be able to get these out. These don't have like the SRBs packed in them, so hopefully this thing will be able to take us out to the moon and once again smack directly into the moon, and then use this bit here to do the landing. And the part that I was trying to be clever about here is these are attached to this ILC 18K container, which comes from... I have no idea. I should know this. I think this might come from Kerbal Inventory System and Kerbal Attachment System itself. But anyways, it's a part that is dedicated to basically the rest of the base is in here. Like I've got lights, which you guys have asked me for and I've forgotten about a million times. All the habitation modules, one anchor hub, some agriculture, some drills, etc., etc. So all that stuff is packed away in here, and so that's a piece that's going to get destroyed, so it's not a big deal if it has these decoupler hookups on them, so to speak. Alright, looks like our apoapsis time is finally moving back upwards. And it looks like this is not really going to have enough fuel to get us into orbit and out to the moon. So that's not great. Alright, I have a 75 kilometer apoapsis. We're just going to bring that up to about 125. And oh, that brings the periapsis up pretty high too. I just want to see what kind of delta V values I might actually get out of this stage up here, because it's Kerbal Engineer is giving me some farcical numbers because it thinks that I'm going to decouple this whole bit down here before this stage lights up, which is obviously not true. Okay, did a little bit of playing around, and it looks like I do in fact have enough fuel. It says that I have 5,000 meters per second, but I'm not sure that I believe that still. But let's get this to the point where I can kick these off and they are going to burn up and not become debris. There we go. Use our vernier engines to whip us around a little bit faster. That's going to be the hardest part, is actually trying to make these landings. Start this power distribution unit reactor as to keep our electric charge up on our journey. And go ahead and, well, start the engines. There you go. And circularize our orbit. So in about an orbit and a half, or not an orbit and a half, 75% of an orbit, we are going to... Whoa, what the heck? Oh, I got the times 10 multiply. What are you doing? Oh my goodness. Shoom. Okay, that was silly. Let's not do that again, please. There we are. And I actually like that that's a little bit elliptical. Okay, so that is our transfer. Oops, oh my goodness. Missed my node because of course I did. Alright, so Kerbal Engineer is trying to tell me that I have 5,000 meters per second in delta V with this gigantic thing. With all this fuel. But I'm just not sure. I mean, it looks like it's kind of going... This appears to be decreasing at the same rate that this is decreasing, so it seems like maybe it could possibly be true. But that just seems hard to believe that I have that much, not that I have that much fuel on here, because I definitely have a tremendous amount of fuel, but that I have, that the weight is compensated for so well by this amount of fuel that it would give me that much ability to affect my velocity. It just seems surprising. But yeah, it seems pretty close to correct, which would be really nice because this thing is going to be an absolute bear to land. I'm going to need to be super, super careful about how this gets put down because, as you can see, my intention is to come down straight down on top of my target and then drop this piece and then drop this piece and then drop, and then kind of shift around a little bit for each one. Oops. Overshot slightly. But I have a ton of reaction wheels on here and I have a bunch of Werner engines, so this should be doable. Maybe? Question mark? I say that a lot, don't I? Alright, so we're going to give ourselves a 60-kilometer periapsis around the moon. And off we go. Hold on. Communications. Communications. Somebody tell me I have an antenna on here, right? Somebody tell me I have an antenna on here somewhere. Oh, you're killing me. You are killing me. I thought for sure I put one on. I guess I didn't. Well, maybe it'll still work. The miracle of the Deep Space Network says that I still have communications. Okay, so at our periapsis, we are going to start with a circularization, but I would also like to change my inclination, which is something I probably should have been doing, you know, previously, to get down into this crater. Oops, that's a little too far. Why? Why? Why would you think that that was a thing that I wanted you to do? That is incredibly silly. Okay. One more try. Okay, that puts us pretty darn close. Let's try to get a little bit closer. Because now we're actually trying to get over that. Okay, let's see if that works, and we will activate... Well, we'll add... Oops, not add maneuver. Set the Mooner... Not the Mooner Surveyor. Gosh darn it. Activate this navigation. Set the material kits as a target. All this stuff. Okay, just a couple of minutes. We are coming around to our node to circularize, enter into this orbit, and also change our inclination to be over our destination on the ground. And here we go. And you'll see we are neatly in between both the orbit retrograde and the normal markers. Yeah, this actually seems to be working out as far as how much fuel I have. I seem to be able to do quite a bit with this, so I should be able to make this descent very cautiously and very precise. Hopefully. I mean, I guess we'll see how that goes, but there is a lot more effort that it needs to be expended in keeping this from succumbing to all of the gravity losses, basically, because it's a lot heavier here than it is on Minmus, so I guess I overcompensated a little bit, or maybe I put a little bit of the fuel that I needed on my previous landing into this one. And just finish up this burn. Beautiful. And there we go. That should do it. And let's come around. And when I get to my periapsis, I am going to adjust my orbit one more time. Or maybe... Oh, well, I still barely have a connection. Let's... Radial out? No, just retrograde, I think. Use my RCS for just a second to just get it moving in the right direction. And what I want to do is I just want to get my periapsis as low as I possibly can over my target here, because every meter that I am above the surface is another meter that I fall and I incur gravity losses. So we want this as tight as possible. And here we have communications again. Wonderful. That's the power of the deep space network. Here, bring that periapsis down even lower. There we go. There, now we'll come right over the lip of this crater. We are 180 kilometers and approaching quickly. Okay, here we go. Here's our descending node, so let's actually... There, I should be able to affect my... What do you call it? My relative inclination. Stop that. We're making weird noises and I don't like it. Relative inclination, 40 degrees. Oh, well, that's actually kind of nonsense now that I think about it. But I can turn up a little bit. There we go. Hopefully that puts us right on target. I don't know why I thought my relative inclination was going to mean anything with one of the targets being landed on the surface. Alright, ETA to Daughton's Pebble, a little bit under 2 minutes. All of these pieces burned up. Oh noes. Alright, there's Daughton's Pebble. We are coming along. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. I am a moron. My vessel is not at Daughton's Pebble at all. Oh, what have I done? Where did I think I was going? Here, try to point upwards a little bit so I get closer to my target. Oh, and I was so precise about changing my relative inclination. What was I thinking? I'll bet you even. Yeah, that actually does reduce my relative inclination. Oh, gosh darn it. That's fine. We are just fine, everybody. Thankfully, we have this extra fuel, and this should be okay. But now that we're coming in, I am going to be compulsively saving. And also hoping that I never have to use them. Alright, so we are extending the stabilizers on our bottom component. And just double checking that our staging is correct. Yep. 1, then 2, then 3, 4, 5, and 6 at the same time. See, this is why you check. Alright, we're coming in, and this time I'm not going to miss my target entirely, I hope. I did reload a save where I started burning far too late and ended up soaring past it. But now let's start to burn, now that we're getting really close. Because my ideal scenario is we basically zero out our horizontal velocity directly above this thing. Distance 4 kilometers. This is not actually helpful to me. Okay. I feel like we're in a better spot. But I'm still not quite making it. Here, let's push our retrograde marker directly on. And we're going to use our Werner engines to make sure we are on target best we can. Go, push, 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 push. Fall straight towards it, please. How are we doing? Alright. Okay. 1.2 kilometers. We don't need to be directly on top of it, but we do need to be pretty close. A little bit closer than we are right now. Alright, we've just got a little smidge of horizontal speed that we're using to do this. I don't remember how distant we can scavenge material kits from that, but I don't think it's very, very far. I don't think it's 2 kilometers. I think it's more like 250, something like that. Oh gosh, which way am I pointing? Okay, here we go. Now we're getting there. Push, push, push. Oh my gosh. Oh, please, please, please. Don't do what you're doing. Come on. There we go, sort of. Come on, head back. Go that way. Whoa! Oh gosh. Well, one thing I'm noticing is that these little Werner engines are not all that helpful. helping a little bit, but they're not as great at translating as I hoped they might be. Okay, I think this is just gonna have to be it. Let's... Easy now. Easy. Come on, let's like trick the horizontal speed to fall off here. Okay, we are just about... That's one. Oh, stay up, stay up, stay up. Oh, please stay up. Oh, I have no fuel left. Oh, no. Oh, this is about to be a disaster. Oh, goodness. Oh, God, drop them. Get out of there! Okay. Alright. Well, that's one way to do it. Well, everything's down and safe. Once again, isn't that what's important? And as our materials just roll away, that is all the time that I have for this episode. If you liked the episode, please like and subscribe, and I will see you next time.